YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation back with another video, and today we are talking about two things. First thing we're going to talk about is the maintenance costs on my Lamborghini Aventador, and then the second thing we're going to talk about is taking a road trip all the way down to South Florida to actually modify this Lamborghini to add an exhaust and make it shoot flames. So I'm gonna tell you guys about that upcoming trip because I'm stopping in Atlanta and then I'm heading on down to Miami. I'm gonna be there all next week to get that exhaust put on and also get the car tuned so it should be a little bit faster, and like I said, it should spit flames. But first things first, let's talk about the maintenance expenses so far on owning a Lamborghini Aventador. This is my 2013 Lamborghini Aventador. It is a base model. Brand new, this car cost somewhere around $400,000, brand new, but I got this car used about a year ago for $250,000. So shout out to Gold Coast Lamborghini in Chicago, because that is where I picked up this vehicle. Okay, so let's get into the maintenance costs right away, because a lot of people tune into my channel to just get the facts. And so let's get into the cost and what maintenance I actually had to do so far on this 2013 model. I was actually due for, normally like on an annual basis, you only have to get an oil change on this vehicle. Well, it depends on where you're at, but anywhere from $400 to $1,000 for an oil change on a Lamborghini Aventador. Now, I not only had to do the oil change on my Aventador, but I had to do the 5-year service. So I don't know if it's 4 years or 5 years, but I think it's a 5-year service. And that included changing out all of the fluids on the car, to include the oil change, to include the brake fluid, to include the transmission fluid, to include the differential fluid, to include the radiator and cooling fluid in the car. So all of the fluids in the car had to be changed out. So of course it was more than just an oil change price, right? So I had to do that. And then the other thing I had to do was you're recommended to change the drive belt on the engine of the car. And so I got the belt, but I didn't have it put on yet because I want to have that done by Lamborghini dealership. The place where I took the car, which is a Toy Barn Cars here in Columbus, Ohio area, they did all of the work for me, so shout out to Brian. But I still have to get the drive belt done on the car. But let's go over the expenses on changing all of the fluids. So I have my receipt right here. So there it is. So I'm gonna run through all of the fluids that I have to change. So I had to do the oil change, I had to do the washer fluid, and I wanted to do all of this stuff before I went on this road trip so that the car would be good to go. Also changed the brake fluid, also changed the cabin filter, the air filter, differential fluid, transmission fluid, and coolant flush and fill. And then I got the drive belt. So I purchased the belt, but I didn't install it. So the grand total, well, before I give you the grand total, let me give you the cost of the oil change. The oil change was a little over 400 bucks plus like materials. So it's right around 500 bucks for the oil change. And then to get all of the remainder of those fluids done, as well as the drive belt, just the part for the drive belt, the total on that was $2,813.32. So my major service on my Lamborghini so far has been $2,813. So now here's the other interesting thing. Before I went to the Toy Barn, I got a quote from the Lamborghini dealership, and they were going to charge me a little over $4,000 to do this same work. Now I still got to get the drive belt done, so I'm going to let you guys know how much that costs when I get it done. But so far, this is how much we spent. Now, as promised in the second part of this video, I wanted to give you a rundown of my upcoming trip to Miami, Florida to get the exhaust and tune done on my Lamborghini Huracan. So if you're wondering which exhaust I went with, I was on the fence between the Capristo exhaust, because I love the sound of the Capristo, but you know, I was negotiating with those guys on a price, and it was going up and down, and I was like, you know what, let me just go with, I had a connection, Kieran, who runs the Instagram site for 1016 Industries, and I saw a video from Will's Boutique in Miami where they put the 1016 Industries exhaust on an Aventador, and it sounded crazy. It shot flames, and it didn't even have a tune. So talked to Kieran, he connected me with the guys at 1016 Industries, and we are going with the 1016 Industries exhaust, so it should sound like Godzilla when it is done. So that's right, 1016 Industries exhaust. I'm also taking it to Velos Design Works down in Miami. So for those of you guys that are in the Miami area and you want to connect with Will Motivation when I'm in town, definitely shoot me an email at get@willmotivation.com, and I'll coordinate some type of get together. I'm also going to try to connect with a couple of YouTubers that are down south. Berstrander, I don't know if I'm saying his name right because I always forget like how to spell it, but he just got a Lamborghini Huracan. I think he's in North Florida, so I'm going to try to connect with him probably on my way back, or maybe on my way down from Atlanta. But then I'm also going to try to connect with Brooks from Drag Times to maybe line up the Lamborghini Aventador against his brand new Huracan Evo. Evo should be faster, but after my tune, who knows? Maybe my Aventador is going to be crazy fast after I tune it. Also going to try to connect with a couple of other folks that are down there in the Miami area. I'm definitely going to check out Lamborghini Miami, who sold me my Huracan. I'll show that to you guys here in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna have a real good time. It's my only vacation since the coronavirus stuff hit. So I'm gonna take a little time off, get the Aventador taken care of. But the big thing is I'm driving this car all the way to Florida and back. So a lot of people are like, wow, you're gonna put a whole lot of miles on your Aventador, this, that, and the other. But the thing is, I live in Ohio. So the only time I get to drive this car is when the weather is good, between like April and October. And I only put probably less than 1,000 miles on the car when I'm just here in town doing car shows, driving it on a weekend. That's only 1,000 miles a year on the car. So for me, taking a road trip to Florida, put 2,000 miles on the car, that's not a big deal, and that's what the car is for, to drive it. It's not a garage queen, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take it out, have some fun with it, and when I get to probably somewhere around 15,000 miles, maybe I will upgrade to an Aventador S, or an SV, or a Roadster, who knows? I'll probably upgrade the Aventador, but I'm still thinking about that Ferrari situation, either the F12 or 458. And before I go, just wanted to thank everybody for subscribing, liking my videos, commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. The whole reason that I started this channel was basically to share information on the ownership experience, what it's like to own a car like this. I bought all of my Lamborghinis used. I've had a couple of Gallardos on the channel. Obviously, I put this on the channel when I bought this in Miami. But more than anything, I want to impress upon you that, dreams do come true, that things that you sometimes think are not attainable, they really are attainable if you put in the hard work that is necessary to meet whatever your goals are. So for me, as a young kid, I always loved cars. And, when this car came out and I saw it, I said to myself, man, it would be really nice to have a car like that one day. But at the time when I saw this car, when it came out in 2015, it wasn't even on the radar, it wasn't even on the map. I had my head down to the grind, running my business. I started investing in real estate, and like 2015, I was super focused on investing in real estate because I knew the real estate market was low. You know, so I was studying and teaching myself how to invest. And then next thing you know, those investments started to pay off. And the real estate prices started to go up. I started to flip some properties. I started to, you know, make a significant amount of profit on all of the rental properties that I had invested in. And then next thing you know, after this car is about 3 years old, and I think it was 2017 or 2018, I bought my first Lamborghini Huracan. Shout out to Goon Squad, because they have my first Huracan that they bought. They have that on their channel. But, you know, all I'm trying to say is that if you put in the hard work, if you make the investments, that anything is possible and that these things are attainable. So if you're interested in investing in real estate and you want to learn more about that, please check out the link in the description of this video, where I put together an online course and I teach everything that I've had to learn to be able to invest in real estate. And I'm sharing that with you guys by popular demand, because I did that course after people asked me to basically teach what I know about investing in real estate. So I've done that. But my full-time job, I'm a software engineer that I own a social network called HBCU Connect, and I help employers connect with talent all over the country. And, you know, I'm putting in more than 40 hours a week on that main job, on the grind, but I still invest in real estate. I just finished up Project Huracan. Check out that video. But anyway, we're going to have some fun with that there, Lamborghini Aventador, and use it for what it's made for. We're going to take on a road trip. Then when we get back, we'll have some more fun with the Huracan. This is your boy, Will Motivation. And thanks for tuning into this video. Hope it was informative. And like I said, man, figure out what you want and act accordingly. Peace.